There are seasons in life where it feels like nothing is moving. You pray, but nothing changes. You wait, but doors remain closed. You hope, but results delay. And in those quiet seasons, many believers begin to question God. They ask, Lord, where are you? Are you hearing my prayers? Have you forgotten me? But what you must understand is this powerful spiritual truth. God does his greatest work behind the scenes. Just because you cannot see movement does not mean God is inactive. Just because you cannot trace him does not mean he is absent. Isaiah 45:15 says, "Truly you are a God who hides himself." God often works in hidden ways, because hidden seasons build visible testimonies. Think about Joseph in the Bible. Before he stood in the palace, he was hidden in the pit. Before he ruled Egypt, he served in prison. Nothing about Joseph's situation looked like progress. It looked like delay. It looked like abandonment. It looked like injustice. But behind the scenes, God was aligning destiny. Every betrayal was positioning him. Every delay was preparing him. Every closed door was directing him. Because God was not just promoting Joseph, he was preparing Joseph. And preparation always happens in private before promotion appears in public. Many people want sudden elevation, but they resist hidden preparation. Yet God values process more than speed, because if he elevates you before you are ready, your blessing can destroy you instead of establish you. So when life feels slow, it does not mean God is saying no. Sometimes he is saying, not yet, because timing is part of his strategy. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He makes everything beautiful in its time." Notice not your time, his time. God's timing includes details you cannot see. He sees future pressures, future responsibilities, future battles attached to your blessing. So he strengthens you first. While you think you are waiting, God is working. He is working on your character. He is working on your faith. He is working on your endurance. He is working on your spiritual maturity. Because some doors require a stronger version of you to walk through them. If God answered some prayers immediately, you would step into rooms you are not spiritually equipped to survive. So delay is not denial. Delay is development. And development is evidence God is invested in your future. Think about Jesus himself. Before his public ministry began, he spent 30 years in hidden preparation, 30 years of silence, before 3 years of impact. Why? Because hidden seasons birth powerful callings. If even Jesus was prepared privately, why do we expect instant visibility? God often hides what he values most. Seeds grow underground before appearing above ground. A baby develops in the womb before entering the world. Preparation happens in secret, and your life is no different. Right now, while you feel unseen, God sees you. While you feel forgotten, God remembers you. While you feel stagnant, God is structuring things you cannot yet perceive. He is arranging divine connections. He is moving obstacles you do not even know existed. He is opening conversations about you in rooms you have never entered. He is aligning timing, people, and opportunity. Because when God finally moves publicly, everything shifts at once. Suddenly doors open. Suddenly favor appears. Suddenly acceleration happens. And people call it luck. But you know it was preparation, meeting divine timing. So never despise hidden seasons. Because hidden seasons are holy seasons. They are seasons where God builds depth in you. And depth sustains elevation. If God lifted you without depths, you would fall under pressure. So he roots you before he raises you. And the deeper your roots, the higher he can trust you to rise. So if you are in a season where nothing seems to be happening, do not panic. Do not lose faith. Do not assume God has left. He is working behind the scenes. And when the appointed time arrives, what he reveals in public will reflect everything he built in private. As you continue walking through a hidden season, one of the hardest battles you will fight is not external. It is internal. Because the silence of God often tests the strength of your faith. When prayers seem unanswered, doubt begins to whisper. When doors stay closed, discouragement tries to settle in your heart. When time keeps passing, fear begins to ask dangerous questions. Maybe God will not do it. Maybe it is not meant for me. Maybe I heard him wrong. But hidden seasons are designed to purify your faith, not destroy it. Because real faith is proven in silence, not in manifestation. Anyone can believe when miracles are visible. But true believers trust God even when nothing is changing externally. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." Notice that faith operates in the unseen. That means if you can already see the answer, faith is no longer required. So when God keeps you in unseen seasons, he is strengthening your faith muscle. And faith is the currency of the kingdom. Without faith, you cannot walk with God effectively, because faith allows you to trust his character, even when you do not understand his methods. Think about Noah. God told him to build an ark before there was any sign of rain. He built for years, while people mocked him. Imagine obeying God publicly, while looking foolish privately. But Noah kept building, because obedience does not depend on public approval. It depends on private conviction. And when the rain finally came, the same ark people mocked became the vessel that preserved Noah's destiny. Hidden obedience produces visible salvation. So if God has given you instructions in this season, even small ones, Follow them faithfully, because your obedience today is connected to your preservation tomorrow. Hidden seasons are also where God heals you internally, because elevation requires emotional wholeness. If God promotes you while you are still wounded, your wounds will sabotage your future. So he heals rejection. He heals insecurity. He heals fear. He heals bitterness. Sometimes through prayer. Sometimes through time. Sometimes through breaking cycles you thought you needed. Because God cares more about who you become than what you obtain. You may be praying for open doors, while God is working on your heart posture. You may be praying for visibility, while God is teaching you humility. Because character sustains blessings. Gifts can open doors, but character keeps them open. Hidden seasons are also training grounds. God trains you in private, so you can stand firm in public. David fought lions and bears in secret before he faced Goliath in public. No one celebrated those hidden victories, but they built courage inside him. So when Goliath appeared, David was not intimidated, because hidden battles prepare you for visible giants. Right now, you may feel like your progress is invisible, but every prayer, every act of discipline, every moment you choose faith over fear, is building spiritual strength inside you. And that strength will be required in your next level. Because promotion comes with pressure, and God never promotes what has not been prepared. He is too wise to release you into environments that your current strength cannot sustain. So if he is taking time with you, it is because your future assignment is heavy. Heavy callings require strong foundations, and foundations are built slowly, not suddenly. So instead of resisting hidden seasons, embrace them. Instead of complaining about silence, grow in it. Because what God builds in you privately will manifest publicly at the appointed time. And when it does, you will realize nothing was wasted. Every delay had purpose. Every silence had strategy. Every hidden tear had preparation attached to it. Because God was never absent. He was active behind the scenes all along. As God continues working behind the scenes of your life, there is another powerful reality you must understand. While you feel like nothing is happening, he is rearranging everything. God is never limited to what you can see. He operates in dimensions beyond human perception. While you are praying on earth, he is moving in heaven. While you are waiting in time, he is working in eternity. Because God does not only prepare you, he prepares what is coming to you. He prepares opportunities. He prepares people. He prepares environments. He prepares timing. Many times we pray for doors, but we do not realize doors have systems behind them. A door is not just an opening. It is an ecosystem. There are conversations that must happen, decisions that must be made, positions that must shift, people that must move out before you can move in. So while you feel delayed, God is restructuring systems you cannot see. Think about Esther. Before she became queen, God was already working behind the scenes. He allowed the former queen to lose favor. He positioned Esther in the palace. He placed Mordecai at the gates. He exposed assassination plots. Every detail was being aligned quietly. So when the crisis came, Esther was already positioned for influence. If God had elevated her earlier, she would not have had the authority needed at the critical moment. So timing was everything. In the same way, God is positioning you strategically. You are not late. You are being aligned. Because destiny is not random. It is orchestrated. Every connection God sends into your life has purpose attached. Some are seasonal helpers. Some are destiny partners. Some are divine mentors. And some are assignments where you are the helper. But all are positioned intentionally. So when God removes certain people, do not always interpret it as loss. Sometimes it is divine protection. Because not everyone assigned to your past is qualified to walk into your future. Some people cannot handle your next level. Some relationships were designed for one chapter, not the whole story. And if God allowed them to remain, they would slow down what He is accelerating. So separation can be preparation. Distance can be direction. And silence from certain people can be God preserving your focus. While you are hidden, He is also dealing with opposition you cannot see. Because every calling attracts warfare. Every destiny attracts resistance. There are spiritual battles fought over your purpose, long before manifestation appears. Daniel prayed for 21 days without answer, not knowing heaven had already responded. But there was warfare in the spiritual realm delaying manifestation. When the angel finally appeared, he revealed the battle that had been happening unseen. So your delay may not be God ignoring you. It may be God fighting for you. Battles you never saw. Attacks you never felt. Obstacles removed before they reached you. Because God defends what belongs to Him. So never assume silence means inactivity. Sometimes silence means warfare is being handled. And when victory is secured, manifestation follows. Another thing God does behind the scenes is He prepares your platform. Influence is not built overnight. Impact requires structure. So while you are hidden, God is building credibility. He is building testimony. He is building depth in your story. Because people do not only connect to your success, they connect to your journey. Your struggles will become sermons. Your survival will become someone else's hope. Your testimony will unlock faith in others. So God allows you to walk through valleys, so you can later guide others through theirs. Hidden seasons produce credible voices. If you never experienced struggle, your message would lack authority. But when you speak after surviving battles, your words carry weight. So even your pain is being prepared for purpose. Nothing in your story is wasted. God recycles suffering into strength. He converts trials into testimonies. He transforms wounds into wisdom. And when your season of revealing arrives, everything hidden will suddenly make sense. You will see why certain doors stayed closed, why certain people left, why certain prayers delayed. Because behind the scenes, God was not denying you. He was designing your future carefully. And as God continues working behind the scenes of your life, there comes a moment, a divine moment, where everything He has been preparing privately begins to manifest publicly. It never happens randomly. It never happens accidentally. It happens at the exact time heaven has scheduled. Because God's timing is precise. When He moves completely. Doors that stayed closed for years open suddenly. Favor that felt distant appears instantly. Acceleration replaces delay. And people around you begin to wonder, how did this happen so fast? But what they call sudden was actually prepared slowly. Because behind every visible breakthrough, there is invisible preparation. The day Joseph left prison, he did not go to a small position. He went straight to the palace. Why? Because God does not prepare you partially. He prepares you fully. When your hidden season is complete, God releases you into environments that match what He built inside you. So when manifestation begins, do not shrink back in fear. Do not doubt yourself. Do not question your worthiness. Because if God opened the door, it means He has already equipped you for it. The same God who prepared the platform, prepared the person stepping onto it. This is why hidden seasons require trust. Because when God finally reveals what He has been doing, it exceeds human expectation. Ephesians 3:20 says, God is able to do exceedingly, abundantly above all we ask or imagine. That means what He is preparing behind the scenes is bigger than what you have been praying for. Because God answers prayers according to His capacity, not your imagination. While you asked for provision, He prepared overflow. While you asked for opportunity, He prepared influence. While you asked for healing, He prepared restoration beyond what was lost. Because God does not restore halfway. He restores fully. So when your season of revealing comes, it will silence doubt. It will silence mockery. It will silence fear that tried to weaken your faith. Because the evidence of God's hand will be undeniable, and you will look back at the hidden season with gratitude instead of frustration. You will thank God for closed doors. You will thank God for delays. You will thank God for separation, because you will finally see what he was protecting and what he was preparing. But even when manifestation comes, remain humbled, because the same God who lifts is the God who sustains. Stay grounded in prayer. Stay faithful in obedience. Stay surrendered in heart posture, because elevation without humility becomes dangerous. Remember, your breakthrough is not just for celebration. It is for assignment. God blesses you so you can bless others. He lifts you so you can lift others. He reveals his power in your life, so others can believe he will do the same for them. Your testimony becomes someone else's survival guide. So never waste what God reveals publicly. Use it to glorify him. Use it to strengthen others. Use it to point people back to the God who worked behind the scenes of your life. And always remember this truth. If you are still in the hidden season, do not lose heart. God is still working. If you are still waiting, he is still preparing. If you are still praying, he is still moving. Nothing about your life is random. Nothing about your delay is meaningless. Nothing about your silence is empty. God is building something bigger than what you can currently see. So keep trusting, keep praying, keep obeying, because when the appointed time arrives, what God reveals in your life will prove that he was working behind the scenes all along.